A local school board has fired their woke superintendent. All as patriots all across the nation are fighting back. In this video, we're going to see how conservatives have taken over school boards all across the country. We're going to see how patriot legislatures are passing laws that are absolutely crushing the Democrats. And stick me to the very end of this video when I'll show you how new data shows that patriots are poised to win the culture wars like never before. You are not going to want to miss this. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Steve here with you, your patriot professor, helping you to think better so you can feel better in these crazy and turbulent times. So if you've already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. And gang, I'm sure many of you heard, but finally, the Republican Party is fighting back against rhinos. Republicans in name only. The rampant anti-Trumpers Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger have been officially censured by the Republican Party, and they are just the beginning of the downfall of the rhinos. It's rhino hunting month around here, and we're smoking out every last rhino across the nation for the midterms, so we can use your help on that. Make sure to go to our brand new website, reporterrhino.com, to expose the truth about your local rhinos so we can expose them, get educated on them, and evict them from office. So don't wait. Click on the link below or go right now to reporterrhino.com. Report any rhinos you know of from a local to federal level so we can begin taking action against them. Again, that's reporterrhino.com. Make sure to share that website with your friends far and wide, and let's together make this the most amazing midterm elections ever. All right, let's dive right in here. So speaking of elections, as many of you know, this past November, patriots en masse were elected to school boards all across the country in an effort to crush the woke agendas that were being shoved down students' throats in our K-12 schools. And now we're beginning to see these patriots fight back. In the state of Colorado, newly elected patriots in the school board of Douglas County have risen up and fired the public schools' woke superintendent. In a 4-3 vote, the Douglas County School Board voted to dismiss Superintendent Corey Wise, who still had 2 years left in his contract. And these 4 school board members were just elected back in November after unseating radical leftist members who were backed by the teachers union, and now they are flexing their political muscles, as it were, citing the superintendent's insistence on mask mandates for students, as well as his emails complaining about what he called the threatening nature of parents at school board meetings. The new Patriot majority threw down the gauntlet and basically told the superintendent, either you resign or you are fired. But as it turns out, this is just the tip of the iceberg with the new Patriot-governed school boards that are popping up all over the country. In Pinellas County, Florida, the school board has just removed an LGBT book from their school's library. It's a book by the title Gender Queer, a Memoir, and it was banned from general circulation at 2 of the county's schools, the school board citing that the book was not age-appropriate for students. LGBT-themed books are being banned in record numbers all throughout the state of Texas, which is freaking out the leftist activists disguised as journalists in the mainstream media who insist that only books they consider racist should be banned. And the fight over school curriculum and culture is happening at the legislative level as well. According to Education Week, 36 states, let that hit you, it's all but 14 states in the union, 36 states have proposed bills to ban critical race theory from the classrooms, and as of now, 14 states have successfully enacted such laws. The state of Oklahoma has introduced a bill that would ban libraries from featuring books promoting gender identity issues and LGBT-friendly topics. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem has finally signed bills into law that would ban trans students from competing in female sports. I mean, we could go on and on and on. There is nothing less than a full court press of patriots pushing back against far-left curriculum and culture in our schools. And this is signaling a massive shift in the culture wars in our nation. We actually have new data that's come to the fore showing that not only are the culture wars going to be front and center in the future of our politics, but the Republicans are poised to absolutely crush the Democrats like never before. It's absolutely amazing. And by the way, in that same vein, what do you think of this shirt? It actually has one of my favorite quotes by Ronald Reagan. If fascism ever comes to America, it will come in the name of liberalism. And my, was he right. Now, you can get your own shirt just like this one by clicking on the link below. Our merch store is absolutely amazing. You can find the best Patriot designs out there while supporting this channel at the exact same time. So make sure to click on that link below. Get something for yourself, for the Patriots in your life. And I can't thank you enough for your support. It means everything to me. All right, so, gang, look, you're going to love this. Take a look at this headline from Newsweek. Critical race theory is dividing Democrats and rallying Republicans. Now, you want a recipe for culture war dominance, there it is. You find an issue that divides the Democrats and unites the Republicans. And that's precisely what's happening here with CRT. Now, this Newsweek article is written by the London University scholar Eric Kaufman. You may know that name because he's the author of the Religious Shall Inherit the Earth thesis, which we talk about a lot here. It argues that the world's getting more and more religious and more religiously conservative through the massive fertility advantage of conservative religionists over and against their secular counterparts who basically stopped having babies. And in this article, Kaufman notes that there's new data out that shows that the culture war is only going to rise in importance in future elections, and it is going to inordinately benefit the Republicans. And that's because, in part, the new culture wars are radically dividing the Democrats. Remember, the Democrats are basically made up of your cultural liberals like Bill Maher, who care deeply about free speech and due process and equal treatment under law and scientific rationalism. But on the other side, you've got your woke Bolsheviks, right, who reject classical liberalism in the name of a belligerent agenda of cancel culture and cultural Marxism. So you've got that problem on the one side, and then on the other side, the new culture war is radically galvanizing and unifying the Republicans. So Kaufman notes that we could see this in the data of some of the latest surveys. So, for example, when voters are asked, should students be taught that America is stolen land, right, stolen from Native Americans, 90% of Republicans say absolutely not, whereas the Democrats are more or less evenly split on that issue. In other words, Republicans are far more motivated to oppose CRT-related issues than Democrats are to support them. Same with issues surrounding cancel culture. Republicans unanimously oppose it, while Democrats are split over it. So this is why the left-wing activists disguised as journalists are so freaked out over Glenn Youngkin's use of the culture wars in the last Virginia election. He kept the Democrat Terry McAuliffe completely on his heels, having to defend issues that split his Democratic base, all the while unifying Youngkin's Republican base. And that's why the mainstream media can whine and complain all they want. Republican legislatures and school boards are going to continue to exploit these culture war issues to their own benefit. I mean, they would be politically insane not to. And so all of this is to say that it looks like the culture wars are going to remain front and center in American politics. And as long as they do, the Democrats are going to be on the losing side, and the rising patriot movement will continue to win all across the nation. Now, before you go, you will definitely want to check out my latest video just uploaded on how the Democrats may lose upwards of 80 seats in the midterms as more Democrats switch parties to the GOP. You're going to absolutely love it. So make sure to click on that link, and I will see you over there. God bless.